Hey everybody! Welcome to the your GODDAMN Q&A Halloween special. Happy Halloween everybody! Well, Halloween's in 2 days, but I won't be doing this stream live in 2 days. I'll upload a regular video in 2 days. So 2 days prior, happy Halloween everybody. Thank you for joining. This is another edition of the Q&A, the Halloween edition. So please make all of your goddamn questions Halloween related for the next 2 hours, okay? That's right, okay, so yeah. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue with the regular playlist. There we go. I have a bell here that you guys can't see. There. I'll be wearing this stupid, ridiculous hat, which was made by a random dude. I paid like $1 for it, or $2 for it a long time ago, like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I think. No, probably more. I was living in Canada 4 years ago. 4 years ago? Oh, fuck. Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I was living in Canada 4 years ago, man. Son. Thank you for joining everybody and happy Halloween. So do you have any fucking questions or what? I was saying that I bought this hat, let's say 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah, because 4 years ago I was living in Canada and I bought this on a flea market in Mexico. As you can see, it isn't very well done. This part right here should have been a little bit lower, and this symbol like lower. It's just a star, right? I mean, I don't think I'll get demonetized. Who knows? Maybe this Q&A will get an age restriction because I'm wearing this star and that's offensive. Yeah, I'm still whining about YouTube demonetizing my video. So I was gonna say something like some kind of update. I don't remember what. Oh, the PS5 is back. There we go. My fan, the PS5 is back. I put it back. Please make a comment for it. Please say something about it. Say, hey, is that a PS5 in the background? Say, please be that guy, please. Make my day. Thank you, I see a bunch of you guys here in the chat. Thanks a bunch for joining. Jim, Gonzalo, Emrys, Elliot, Smart Gamer. Hello, happy Halloween. Gonzalo says I should play Fire Emblem Engage. I'm assuming you're referring to Fire Emblem Engage because you just say you should play Engage. So I'm assuming that. I'll play it, you know. I've been waiting for several months. I've been waiting for the Black Friday, and there's also a Good Weekend. It's called the Good Weekend here in Mexico, where there's a bunch of offers. Everything goes on sale, you know, and it's mid to late November. Yeah. So when's Black Friday? Let me check it out, because I don't know exactly when Black Friday is. But my point is that I'm gonna wait for those dates to get a bunch of games that I've been wanting to get for the entire year. Fire Emblem Engage is one of them. I just don't want to pay a lot of money for a game that everybody tells me the story is garbage, but the gameplay is awesome. So it's gonna be one of those games. And if the story is garbage or politicized or boring or, you know, cliched, stupid, forced, hypocritical, fake, hollow, whatever, I just don't feel like paying a lot of money for it, like $40 for it, you know. If it's a game that I get the feeling I'm not gonna like, but, you know, I was proven wrong with Three Houses, right? When I play Fire Emblem Three Houses, I remember I said all of these things that I'm saying right now. It looks bad, I'm not gonna like it, man. Nah, that's not Fire Emblem. Nah. Old man yelling at clouds. I was that guy. And look what happened. I got the game and I fucking loved it, right? Didn't I? Maybe the same thing will happen to Engage, but somehow I get the feeling that's not gonna happen. But if it does, you'll hear me talking about it and praising the game in a bunch of videos. So yeah, for now I'm waiting for, you know, Black Friday and the good weekend here in Mexico, and I'll get a bunch of games. I'll also get a bunch of games that I don't have in my collection, but I already have them digital. I wanna own them. You guys know me. I need to own the games, to touch them physically, and there you go. I'll probably play games like Fire Emblem Engage, but we'll see what happens. This is an old T-shirt with a spider and the logo of Hocico. That's a Mexican band that I like. I may not be the biggest fan I was 6 years ago, but I'm still a fan. Haven't worn this t-shirt in a long time. I've owned this t-shirt for like 6 or 7 years, man. Music might be too loud. Thanks, Kiss. Moon 2 Game of the Year? No, it's Mirror. It's not Moon. It's Mirror. Mirror 2 is a very fucking lewd game I've been streaming on Twitch lately. I'm doing a full playthrough. Link to my Twitch channel in the description. Subscribe, or just follow, or subscribe with Prime, or buy bits. Just show your damn username in there. I was gonna say show your damn face, but you can't show your damn face. Show your yeah. Just be there. Hang out, come and pay me a visit while playing a perverted game that should probably be banned from Twitch and enter its blacklist. And also YouTube. And all of those, you know, politically correct websites out there. Is there one there isn't? Since you like turn-based games and Valkyria Chronicles, have you ever played any modern XCOM games? No, I played XCOM Enemy Within on the PlayStation 3 many years ago. And I remember when I first started playing it, I kind of liked it. You know, it was good, it was fun. But a couple of hours later, I got bored. What killed Enemy Within for me, and I'm pretty sure every single XCOM game is the same, was the micromanagement. That I made the first mission and I was like, oh my god, this is like Valkyria Chronicles, right? Well, in reality, Valkyria Chronicles is like XCOM. It got its influence thanks to XCOM. The stream is buffering? Why? Why is it buffering? Is it still buffering? Let me know. I don't know why. My modem is right here. Right here. And it seems fine. Here it says that I have excellent connection. And on YouTube it says the same thing. Excellent connection. I don't know what happened, guys. Maybe it was just a bunch of you. Anyway, I was saying that. So I played the first mission of XCOM Enemy Within, and I beat it, and I was like, okay, you know, I like this, you know, let's continue. And then I got to the base. And in the base, you gotta do a shit ton of things, and most of them are mandatory, but why wouldn't you do them? Because they're gonna help you with your playthrough and with your soldiers. And I didn't like that, you know, and the soldiers looked generic as fuck, like many Western games, you know, their characters look like you guys and me. Like, we look generic, there's nothing special. Like, the average dude, the average looking dude. I mean, I was like, okay, and forget about how they look, you know. I played games where the characters look like shit, like generic as fuck, and they're pretty damn good. But this one, I don't know, everybody looked generic, everything looked generic about it, you know. And then the micromanagement killed it. I was like, you know, to upgrade your base, you do this, and then in this other section, you do this, and then in these other place, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, give me back my Valkyria Chronicles games, thank you very much. So, no, I don't like XCOM. But my opinion is based on that one game. I don't feel like giving another XCOM game another chance, like trying a different one, but I don't know, maybe one day, right? Will you keep doing tier list games on each platform? Please make one on DS. Yeah, I'm missing a few. I've done one on almost every single platform. And the ones that I'm missing are the Nintendo DS and the Game Boy Advance. I mean, the ones that I'm willing to do, right? The NES, I'm also missing the NES. Game Boy Color. Yeah, most of the tier lists that I'm missing are from Nintendo. And that's because, number one, many Nintendo consoles don't have a lot of RPGs. Two, many of those Nintendo consoles have a lot of RPGs that I haven't played. And three, because I've always felt there's not a lot of interest in those systems in my channel. So, I don't know, but yeah, I probably will at some point. Nintendo DS, definitely. It needs to happen, right? And Game Boy Advance too. Those two tier list videos are almost a guarantee. They will happen. But NES and Game Boy/Game Boy Color, I don't know. I've done on GameCube, Wii, Xbox 360, so you're probably wondering why wouldn't you do the NES, right? Because I barely played. I've never finished a single NES RPG, JRPG or Western RPG, a single one of them. I've never finished a single one of them. Same with the Game Boy Color. You know, I haven't finished a single one of those. So I can't promise anything about those systems, but the others, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, you bet your ass. They'll happen. You guys still getting buffering? Happy Halloween. I don't have a lot of viewers. Probably because every single person in this planet, except Mexicans, changed time last night. In fact, my phone played a trick on me. I woke up today and I thought it was like 8 a.m. because my phone said it was 8 a.m. because this phone was programmed to change time, you know, like any other country in the planet. But this year, our president said, no, we're not changing time this year. Fuck that shit, man. So, yeah, we didn't. All of you, every single person on the planet of any other country in the planet changed time on... Was it April? I think it was April, right? And except we didn't. And now everybody changed time last night. And we did in Mexico. So for every single one of you, except maybe for the ones who figured it out, I don't know why the stream is buffering, guys. I have no idea why. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's the reason why... why is it buffering, man? It seems it's buffering for some of you, so it might be a YouTube problem, okay? If it was buffering because of me, everybody will be bitching about it. And I see some of you saying that it's fine, that it's fluid, but some of you also are complaining about it, so it's YouTube, people, it's not me. Maybe refresh. They're not buffering me, it's just buffering for some of you, it's YouTube. Not much I can do about that. Refresh, maybe, I don't know. It's not me, guys. I'm sorry. Americans didn't do daylight savings time either. So, really? I'm pretty sure they did. Is it buffering for you, big bruv? Someone on YouTube is here. Oh, my hater who works for YouTube and shadow bans my videos and demonetizes them. That guy, that person is here, making my stream buffer for some of you. It's not buffering on your end, it's Xfinity that's having issues. Xfinity? Okay. US daylight is next weekend. No daylight savings here. So, okay. Have you played the Ark of Alchemist? Yes. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It's pretty forgettable, pretty generic. You play and 1 hour later, you're like, eh. It's a mediocre game. It might be one of the worst PS4 JRPGs, but it's still playable. It's still okay-ish, but it's not great. Greetings from El Salvador. I like your channel content. For RPGs outcasts like me, your content is an oasis against the popular consensus about RPGs games. Well, thanks, Dunsk. Thanks a bunch, man. Of course, that was a compliment, and I'll take it as a compliment. But I don't really care about the consensus, you know. I just recommend the games that I like. And if those games happen to be in favor of the consensus, it's a coincidence. And if they don't, well, that's okay. You know, I recommend Xenoblade Chronicles 3 a lot, and the consensus likes it a lot too. But then I also recommend games like Tales of Symphonia 2 that consensus hates and I love, right? So I don't go against the consensus on purpose. A lot of people seem to think that I do. Like my modern rejection of franchises like Final Fantasy. You know, I don't do that on purpose or to create controversy. In fact, that's over, you know. Maybe people were getting famous back in the day, way back in the day, going out on YouTube on a video, on social media saying, Final Fantasy sucks. Ooh, that will get them a lot of views. No, that doesn't happen anymore, man. You go out and say that and you get no views. Nowadays, you gotta praise everything the consensus praises. Otherwise, you get no attention. You need to go be out there and say, oh, Sea of Stars is a masterpiece. Play it. Chained Echoes is a masterpiece. Final Fantasy 16 is a masterpiece. But instead you go out and talk about Cry Machina or Monochrome Mobius, The Legend of fucking Nayuta. Nobody cares, right? I mean, and that's what I do. But if a really, really fucking popular RPG comes out and I play it and I like it, I'm gonna be like everybody else talking about it. So that's just who I am. But thank you, Donsk, for that. Thank you for considering my channel as an oasis, anti-mainstream coverage, media coverage. Best JRPG of 2023. Okay, so I've been saying all this year that, well, since July, that I think my RPG of the year is Trails into Reverie, but you know, Star Ocean, the second story remake comes out next week, and I'm gonna play it. So, and the demo blew me the fuck away. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Maybe for once in history, my number one will be a remake. But we'll see. So far, it's probably Trails into Reverie. Have you ever heard of Sword of the Vagrant? It's on PS4 and Switch. It's heavily inspired by Vanillaware games, and it's pretty cheap too. Yeah, I think I remember seeing it on sale, on the PlayStation Store, or was it the eShop? I'm not sure. I saw it there. I thought it was like, I remember it was like $15, but I'm not sure about it. And yeah, it seemed to be like a 2D action RPG kind of game, and it seemed interesting, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. The main character is a woman, it's a girl, and it looks interesting, you know. So yeah, I've seen it. And is there a demo? Because you know me, when it comes to digital games, I don't like paying more than $10 for them. I think paying more than $10, oh, it's $10 plus taxes. So it's $11 or 12. Fuck. So yeah. If it's like less than $10, I'll probably buy it. What game is this song from? Right now, this is from Chrono Trigger. I don't remember which one was playing before this one. Yeah, this is a pretty popular song. Yeah. So, any of you getting any buffering? I hope not. You tend to look for obscure gems. I believe that is great to broaden the list the RPGs roasters care about. Well, a lot of There's a lot of YouTube channels out there who also highlight the hidden gems, the obscure gems. I'm pretty sure. But I may be one of the oldest channels who started doing that. Yeah, remember, one of the reasons why I created this channel was precisely because back then, all the way back in 2014, which was when I started making videos. I mean, I've been on YouTube since 2007, but I wasn't making like YouTube videos back then, only like music and short films. And in a top 50 regular town themes. Even from back then, you know, but back then nobody gave a shit. In 2010, there were barely any gaming channels. I mean, everybody was still using YouTube for music and cat videos and memes, stuff like that. And I remember, well, in 2014, I made these videos, and because I couldn't believe that nobody was talking about games like Eternal Poison, or I don't know, Vandal Hearts, or Hexis Force, Ragnarok Tactics, you know, and I was like, okay. So I did it because I genuinely like them. But I found out afterwards, after I made those videos. When I made those videos and I read the comments, I was like, okay, so these games are not popular? I didn't know that. So that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, you know, to pretty much not exactly give priority to the obscure games, but at the same time, yeah, to cover obscure RPGs, but also the mainstream ones. You know, I like all of them, obscure or not. I like JRPGs. Aha. Okay, someone else is getting buffering, not me. I'm sorry, you know, there's a lot of people complaining about the buffering, and there's also a lot of people saying it's fine. It's YouTube, man. The stream is fine on my end. It's fucking YouTube. Fucking me up as always. God damn it, YouTube. I wish I could just restart, but I don't want to do that. Maybe if I change this. Give me 1 second. Maybe this. I don't think this is gonna. What I just did is gonna fix it, but yeah, stream's fine on my end. I'm not even dropping any frames according to my streaming software. Everything seems fine here, and YouTube's telling me it's fine here. Maybe the apps. I mean, this is live. I don't think YouTube employees can fuck it up, you know? It's live after all. I don't know what to do, everybody. I'm sorry. Did you hear that there are 2 games in development for Dead End Request franchise? 1 main entry and 1 spin-off? I didn't know that, man. That's great news. I just hope... Well, I mean, this is a lot to hope for, but I hope they don't politicize it. I mean, Dead End Request 2 didn't seem like it was politicized. They weren't trying to send any political message. You know, the girls were just... It was a Yuri game, and Yuri games have been there in Japan since the freaking 80s, man. It's just that back then, in the 80s, the 90s, and early 2000s, you know, we weren't getting them, you know. Nowadays, because that became a thing nowadays, oh, they localize all of them, right? But I don't know. I'm hoping for if Dead End Request 3 comes out. I just want like not Yuri or Yaoi or anything, just normal maybe. I mean, we already got one. They don't really need to make every single one of their games like that. Do you like other genres of music outside of rock metal? Yeah! I mean, I know I come off as the guy who only listens to rock and metal, but I listen to other genres as well. I like some 80s pop music. I love New Order. You know, New Order is one of my favorite bands. Not top 10, but it's one of my 20 favorite bands of all time. The Cure. The Cure has a lot of pop songs, you know, but yeah, pop is very limited with me. It's just maybe 2-3 bands here. And that's it. But your other question says, has JRPGs ever gotten into other genres for music? Yeah, Persona has that jazz fusion style, but I only limit myself to that, you know. I keep on listening to JRPG music and that's it. It's not like thanks to Persona music I got into jazz bands or fusion bands or hip hop, stuff like that. Not really, no. You're in Hades? There's a place on Earth called Hades and it's real? Pardon my ignorance. So wow, that's cool. I think YouTube is shitting the bed for some reason. Yeah, probably. Either it's shitting the bed for everybody or maybe just for me. Wouldn't be surprised if it's just for me. Buffering again. I was watching another live stream and the same was happening. There you go. It's YouTube. It's not me, but guys, I'm sorry. Nothing I can do. I'm getting Star Ocean, the second story remake. Definitely. But yeah, this bullshit. I mean, YouTube, do something. I only have 40-something viewers. No donations. Not a lot of questions. Everybody is refreshing their browser. When is this gonna stop, YouTube? Sorry, Eric, I have no PayPal. That's okay, man. Don't worry. Just being an asshole. Well, take care, Matt Radio. Well, check out this song. While the buffering ends. If it ever ends. There we go. This is from Hyperdoc Soundworks. That's the name of the band who made the music for Cosmic Star Heroine. This is the boss battle theme, one of my favorite battle themes of all time. Yeah, the PS5 is back. Is he still buffering? No more? Um. Okay, now I have a lot of questions. Looks like the buffering is over. It's over. Have you played Loop 8? No, Kiss, I haven't. I know it got a really bad reputation and bad reviews, and I'm kind of interested in playing it, but I haven't. What is your GOTY? You asked me the same thing last night, Yum. Trails into Reverie, probably. Which Trails game has your favorite OST? That's a cool question. Cool question. Okay, so there's a Sky, 0, Cold Steel 1, 2, 3, and 4, Reverie, probably Reverie. Yeah, I think I have a lot of songs of Trails into Reverie in my playlist, not today's playlist, just in my personal playlist. Yeah, probably Reverie or the first Cold Steel. I really liked the music in the first Trails of Cold Steel, Chapter 1. Yeah. Trails in the Sky, the third. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick Reverie as my favorite Trails OST. Although Nayuta is a close second. Nayuta, the soundtrack was fucking gold, man. But I'm sticking to Trails into Reverie. Have you heard of a game called Little Goody Two Shoes by Square Enix? No. I have, and wow, what a name! Little Goody Two Shoes by Square Enix? No, man. Have you watched any of the Persona 3 character trailers? Yeah, but I mean, they were just like, okay, to me. Like, okay, yeah, this character is in the game, thanks. How do you come up with the cover art concepts for your books? I just think of a character, I don't know. There isn't any strategy or method, you know. Most of my books have a girl in the cover because women sell. That's a worldwide business fact. But there's a couple of covers, you know, that Reaper's Thorn, the Revenant Army, Morgana Code with a guy on the cover. And there wasn't a lot of difference. I mean, Morgana Code pretty much didn't get a lot of attention because of the cover. I wanted a girl in there, but the artist was charging me a lot of money to add another character in the cover. I probably should have added another character and paid, you know, but I fucked up and I didn't. Maybe when I release the book in English, I will. But as for the Revenant Army and the Reaper's Thorn, it didn't seem to affect them. But whatever the case, I don't know, sometimes it just, the image comes straight to my head. And it stays there. And it's like, I'm the cover, bitch. So make me the cover, nothing else. And I can't think of anything else. And for other books, I'm like debating between this idea and this other idea and stuff like that. But to be completely honest, you know, there's no strategy. And it's not random either. It's more like it just comes to me. And that's it. Thanks for asking, man. Great channel, there is no buffering anymore. Did you play Octopath 2? Worth it? First of all, thanks a bunch. I did play Octopath 2 and it's very worth it, okay? Yes, pick it up. But I've been told by a friend who... maybe he's watching Retroidvaniac. Thanks a bunch. He told me that the PS5 version has some problems, some issues, some performance issues. So you might want to go with the Switch version or the PS4 version and play it on your PS4 or PS5 even. I don't know about that. I don't have the PS5 version, but that's what I heard from my buddy. Okay? So it's not buffering anymore. There we go. Go away. Why am I in this position? There we go. It's just this fucking t-shirt is old. Anyway, so thanks for 2500 CLP. I don't know how much that is, but thanks a lot. That's looks like a lot of money, man. Thanks a bunch. If you put Fabio on the cover, it may sell a lot more. You mean because of Iron Sword? Is that from the Might and Magic series on the NES? Fabio. That's a really old meme, man. Oh man, the nostalgia for that. Switched from ad block to uBlock and the video started working. Really? So YouTube is making streams buffer for people who have AdBlock Plus? Wow. T-shirt of Spider, the video game PS1. No, this is from a band called Hocico, a Mexican band. They started doing some industrial electronic music, and now they become way more like electro dark, aggro tech, pretty weird genres of electronic music. I don't really follow this band anymore, but I was a big fan. Have you watched The Amazing Digital Circus? Nope. The only animated series that I watched on YouTube, and that was like 10 years ago or probably more, was Salad Fingers. And I'm a big fucking fan. I love Salad Fingers. In fact, I don't even know if he has released a new episode yet, because he gets shadow banned all the time nowadays. His channel isn't monetized anymore. So I don't know if this guy's still making... Yes, there's a new episode. I mean, there's different episodes now on YouTube. But yeah, episode 13 just came out about a month ago, and I haven't watched it. I will. Thanks for reminding me, man. I mean, you didn't remind me of Salad Fingers, but I got reminded of because of your question. Yep. I love this guy, very politically incorrect. Also a fellow YouTube ranter. One of the people who shit on this website. So he's probably blacklisted like me. Salad Fingers, love that. Yes, Donsk. Hocico as in trompa, as in boca, as in hocico. Literally hocico. Yeah, that's the name of the band. It's a Mexican band. Best game developed by Lancarce for you. Lost Dimension. Well, no. The Diofield Chronicle. I think I like the Diofield Chronicle a little bit more. It was just a little bit more addictive than Lost Dimension. But Lost Dimension is a really close second. But yeah, Lancarce, the best game, the Diofield Chronicle. Definitely. Happy Halloween! Old school YouTube, don't we all miss that? When freedom of speech was pretty much YouTube's logo for their propaganda. And nowadays, 180 degrees, man. It's all about censorship. Persona 5 Tactica, I'm not that interested on it, to be honest. I'll get to it at some point, I guess, because I like Persona 5 and I like strategy RPGs. So yeah, but I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm tired of Persona 5 spin-offs. It needs to die. Enough, Atlus. Milk something else. Release Persona 6. God damn it. Well, we're getting Persona 3 next year. The remake, hopefully, we'll get Persona 6 also next year, or maybe in 2025. Just stop. Persona 5 needs to die. And my thoughts on Super Mario RPG Remake, man. I know who you are, Kevin Lewis. You're here in every Q&A. And I get that question like 10 times during every Q&A. Come on, I'm excited for it. I'll probably play it at some point. The end. 10 current best hidden gems released. I have no idea, man. You're asking me to make a video right now. Wasn't Halloween the 31st? Yeah, but I don't go live on... what's up with your questions, guys? Oh, they're focused on their new IP. You mean that Metaphor ReFantasio? I got the name right. Right? YouTube here in America is probably buffering because of all of those people watching NFL Sunday Ticket. I don't think so, man. I doubt it. Oh yeah, or maybe they're watching it live, right? No, I don't. I don't know. I doubt it. Yeah, I know it's got the same devs. Atlus is just one team. All they do is Persona, and well, I'm glad they're releasing a new IP. But Atlus is a very politicized company. I mean, it's been that way since the 90s. Remember Persona 1? How they changed one white character to black for the North American release for no fucking reason. And this was in 1996. Was it 1997, man. What? Okay. I mean, that happens a lot nowadays, right? But in 1997, Atlus did that. Atlus is when it comes to video games, Atlus is the precursor of wokeness. There was a rumor that Capcom is releasing a new game. What do you think it is? Probably a new IP or something like that. You know, a new game. I mean, don't care much about Capcom nowadays. What the fuck, this song, man? What is this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Come on, guys! Is this from Crusader of Senti? No. I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's amazing. DuckTales? I don't think so. I like it. I need to know. I need to know. I have my playlist here. Is this from Dual Hearts? No. Oh, I think this is Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Why do I have that song in my computer? I mean, I played Double Dragon on the NES, but not the original arcade version. Yeah, this is definitely from Double Dragon. Wow, fucking badass, I love it. Double Dragon 2, the arcade. Nice. This song is fucking badass. Double Dragon, guys. Yeah, Persona 1 is pretty. It's not terrible, but it's bad. I mean, for its time, I guess it was okay. Not great, but okay, acceptable. But it just aged poorly immediately. Like 2 years later, it was outdated. And I don't know, it's just not a good game in my opinion. And I really wanted to like it. I blame a lot of these things on the localizers. Yep, America, that's America for you. They change everything according to whatever political propaganda is the loudest at that time. But you know, nothing beats working designs. They changed a lot of things. Most of the things they changed are funny. And I know a lot of you are fond of that. Hell, me too. But, I mean, they changed a lot of things, working designs. They did a lot of evil translations. In Persona... Oh, really? In Persona Sin Innocent, in Persona 2 Innocent Sin. But did that happen since the first one on the PlayStation 1? Or was that added on the PSP remaster? I mean, that's okay as long as it's optional, right? If you can date characters of the same sex in video games, I mean, as long as that's optional and it isn't forced on you, I have no problem with that. New dot hack? When? When are we getting a new dot hack? Bandai Namco. What the hell, man? We need that new dot hack, man. I wanted Future Redeemed to be on a cartridge. Yeah, just like Torna did, right? Torna, the Golden Country, at the beginning it was just digital only, but it came out a few months afterwards, physical, and I own it. But Future Redeemed, I'll buy that, you know, I will buy it, but it will probably be... How long is it? For you people who have finished Future Redeemed, how long is it? Xenoblade or Shin Megami Tensei? My man, aren't you seeing the hat? Shin Megami Tensei, of course, by far. I love Xenoblade. And Xenoblade, well, let's just say the entire Xeno series, I love it, I'm a big fan. I don't think it's one of my 10 favorite video game series of all time, or RPG series of all time, maybe number 11 or 12. But Shin Megami Tensei is like top 5. Of course, Shin Megami Tensei for me. Would you like to see some more horror-themed JRPGs? Oh yeah, we need more. We definitely need more horror-themed JRPGs. There's barely any. I'd love to see more. We only got a few. Shadow Heart, Death End Request, Parasite Eve. Death End Request 2, not the first one. Death End Request 2. Parasite Eve. Kudelka, but it wasn't that great. We're getting Penny Blood in a couple of years. Yeah, we definitely could use more horror-themed JRPGs. I'd love to get more and more and more. There's some news about a new dot hack. Search for it later. You're probably trolling me. I can't believe it. And no, I haven't played the new Disgaea. I haven't. Future Redeemed, 12 to 18 hours. Wow, that's a lot. I thought it was gonna be just like, I don't know, a 5. We've talked about this. Maybe you put 12 hours into it, where in reality the game is just like 5 hours long, right? But if the main story alone it's between 12 and 18 hours, we're talking about the same situation as in Torna the Golden Country, because it was a 12 to 15 hour long game if you stick to the main story. So wow, that's a lot. It could merit its own physical release. It was pretty successful, so why not? I mean, why not, Nintendo? I'm not gonna pay for a DLC, man. I'm not, unless it's like $10. I'm never gonna buy Future Redeemed unless it's like $10 or less. Or if it's physical, I'll definitely get it. For a good price, you know, Nintendo exclusives, they never go down in price. I just played Ether Knights. It's a weird horror RPG. It's also a dating sim. I don't know if I could recommend it though. It's an action RPG, right? And you only play as the guy. You have no party members, according to what I saw in the trailers. Am I wrong? I know there's a demo, but the demo is exclusive to PlayStation Plus. Great idea to promote your game. Make people pay money for the demo. Bravo, developer. Awesome idea. You're a very intelligent guy. Have you ever heard of an RPG called Eastward? Yes, I think it's an indie game. I haven't played it. It's about a father and his girl, right? His kid, right? His daughter. That's the one, right? It's like with like 16-bit graphics, retro pixel graphics, you know. I love this fucking song. Not a single one of you is gonna guess this song. pretty popular song from a pretty popular game. No one's gonna guess it. Secret of Mana? No. No way. There, Yum guessed it. Alex Tokash also guessed it. Farm Frenzy is one of my biggest, if not my biggest guilty pleasure in terms of video games of all time. Forget about games like Mirror 2, which I'm streaming on Twitch, full playthrough by the way, link to my Twitch channel in the description. Forget about any loot game whatsoever. No, Farm Frenzy is my biggest gaming pleasure, guilty pleasure. I love it. What can I say? And this song is from a really bad game. It's a badass song, yeah, but the game sucks. The RPG it belongs to sucks. This one is really obscure. No one's gonna guess it. Unless miraculously there's a big fan of this game here in chat. Pretty good, right? It's starting to itch the fucking hat. It's not Monarch. Anyway. This is from Make You Labyrinth. On the PS Vita. I think it's an exclusive on the Vita. That's why you don't know it. Because you don't care about the PS Vita. Don't lie to me. I know you don't. I do. This game sucks. But the battle theme is fucking amazing. Have you played Moon? It's an obscure JRPG. I haven't. Sounds more like an indie RPG than a JRPG. What's your favorite Shin Megami Tensei game, including Devil Summoner? Devil Survivor. On the DS and the 3DS. That's my favorite Shin Megami Tensei game. I thought it was Fire Emblem and Sacred Stones. Yeah, right. I know you're not much of a PC gamer, that's right, but have you ever given PC RTS, 4X, or strategy games a chance? No. Moon! I haven't played it. So Eastward, if I'm not mistaken, it's that game that I mentioned, and I remember it looks like a good game. I remember Ryan from Cinemassacre recommending that game a lot. But that's all I know about it. I haven't played it. But it looks like a fun game. What's 4X? What the hell is that? 4Xs? 4XS? What the hell is that, man? 4X? It sounds like it's a video game genre. What the hell is 4X? Thank you for caring about the PS Vita domes. So I'm not. It isn't buffering anymore, right? It's almost 1 p.m. Mexico time. That means a lot of people are gonna join the stream. Hopefully. Got a lot of people, like I said, maybe not in the US, in Mexico. Definitely not in Mexico. A lot of people changed daylight savings last night. Triangle strategy at the same level of Girl Lancer? Yeah. Well, you gotta understand they're very different games. Girl Lancer series are pretty much real-time strategy RTS games. Whereas Triangle Strategy is traditional grid-based tactical combat, right? But yeah, I would put Triangle Strategy up there on the same level of storytelling, of gameplay, everything. 4X is like Civilization. Not interested, man. I did play Civilization and got bored. Not interested. Those games that focus a lot more on the simulation and on the building stuff, and no. Like, you know, like Age of Empires, you know, no, not my type of game, man. Explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. Nah, not really, not my type of game. I need a story, or, you know, like character-focused story, or character action gameplay, you know, even if it's strategy. Character-focused gameplay, I mean. Not really into those games. Did you play Rainbow Moon on the Vita or PS3? Yes, I did, and I got bored. I only played the demo, though. But the demo was more than enough to say, this game is pretty boring. You play as this old dude or whatever. It looks a lot like Arthur from the Ghosts and Goblins series. Ghosts and Ghosts. And I didn't like it. I was like, man, this is boring. Thank you, Miguel. Imagine Dead Space is an RPG shooter like Fallout. It probably already is. Haven't played the new one. 4X Trails in the Sky? What? What's your opinion about the Caligula Effect 2? It was recently re-released for PS5, I noticed. I don't know why. Also, the first one was also re-released, or it's going to be re-released on PS5 too. Apparently those two games got popular. Maybe a lot of influencers defended them. I don't know why Miss America believes they're good games. Well, you know, okay. The second game is actually good. Caligula Effect 2 is a good game. I just didn't like it because of the music. I fucking hate having idle music while I fight. And I know I can turn that off, but it's either listen to that or nothing, or silence it, right? And it's like Monarch. Monarch had this great soundtrack, but every boss battle was like an idle bullshit song, and I was like, man, no. So that's why I quit the Caligula Effect too. But I really do believe that if you people like idle music and J-pop and whatnot, and the singing and that type of music, I think you're gonna like it. I think it's a good game, the Caligula Effect 2. The same cannot be said about the first one, but you gotta consider the fact that I only played the original PS Vita version. It later got this port / remaster on PS4 and Switch, and now PS5 too, and I haven't played it. I don't know if it improved the gameplay mechanics, but I found that game to be extremely confusing, and the dialogue, the narrative, the characters were kind of like, I just don't know, man. I don't like that game one bit. But I really want to like the second one. It's just the music killed it for me. It's rare, I know, but it's one of those very few JRPGs in existence where the soundtrack alone killed it for me. But if you like that kind of music, I do recommend it. What little I played, I think I played for like 2 hours, or no more, like 2.5 hours, probably 3 hours, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's a good game. You ever tried Final Fantasy VI Brave New World hack? No. The only hacks that I've played in my entire life are Fire Emblem hacks. El Shaddai is an RPG game? No, it's a hack and slash. It may have a few really small RPG elements like many hack and slash games of that era and today, because that's a PS3 game, Xbox 360 too. But no, it's not an RPG, it's just a Devil May Cry type of hack and slash game. You think a strip club has ever used this song? Well, this one or the last one that we were listening to? I need Lacrimosa of Dana on Switch. Why do you need it on the Switch? What you don't want it on PS4 or PS5, or you already own it? Are you one of those collectors that needs every single version of a video game? A game comes out and you want the PS4, the PS5, the Switch, and the Steam version. I know a lot of collectors do that. I don't know why, but, you know, that's cool, I guess, to each their own. Oh, so you meant the SMT4 Black Market song for the strip club? Okay, man. Okay. Do you like Shantae, Half Genie Hero? I fucking love it. That's my favorite Shantae game, man. I included that game at the very end of my last Hidden Gems compilation. Not the one on the best Hidden JRPG gems, not the previous one. The one from last month. I know it's not a hidden gem, everybody knows that game, but I really wanted to include it, so I put it there at the end. I love that game, Half Genie Hero. Me waiting for you to reach 100,000 subs. Yeah, me too, man. That, you put a skull in there, skull. Skull, I think it's pronounced skull, right? Me too. Welcome to the club. We're all I'm gonna have fucking gray hairs and a gray beard by the time I reach that fucking number. What do you want me to do, man? YouTube is doing everything they can legally to prevent me from reaching that number. People need to give more love to the Steam Deck. Isn't it getting like a lot of love already? It needs more. Sounds like they made that this Brave New World Final Fantasy VI hack sounds like it's a harder version, like a Souls version of Final Fantasy VI. So I'm not interested. I don't like it when they make games harder or easier. I don't like that. I mean, that's just no. Do you know Symphony of War Nephilim Saga? No, I don't. But it sounds like I gotta check it out. I may know it. I may have seen it. Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. Isn't that like a grid-based strategy RPG? Okay, it showed me something else. The Nephilim Saga. Yeah, this. Oh no, it's a turn-based RPG, right? Yeah, I knew it. I knew that I had seen this game. Strategy RPG. Probably developed by Dancing Dragon Games. Published by Freedom Games. It's on Linux, Microsoft Windows. In other words, for computer systems. Well, I hope it comes to consoles. Otherwise, I'll never give a fuck about it. If you reach 100,000 subs, yeah, you get the plague. The plague. The YouTube plague. Souls version. Final Fantasy VI was too easy. Remember how people did runs of it with the absolute minimum experience? LOL. Whatever floats your boat, buddy. Phantom Train Fight in the Soulsborne style will be lit. Phantom Train Fight? I've never heard of that game, Reef. I mean, Phantom Train... What a name! Phantom Train Fight. Interesting name. This song is from Star Ocean. The second story. I think we're all excited about it. Kuro no Kiseki, when, in your opinion? My opinion has no validity whatsoever anymore, man, because there's already a release date, in case you didn't know. You probably don't. Kuro no Kiseki, the name in English is Trails into Daybreak. No, Trails Through Daybreak. And it's going to be released during the summer of 2024. Next year. It has a release date. So all opinions are invalid nowadays. Do you have any obscure game consoles? No, I don't think so. No. All of the ones that I have okay, so here are all of my consoles. I own a PSP, a PS Vita, a PS TV, which is the PS Vita you plug into your TV. I have the 3DS XL, the big one, not the new 3DS, just the 3DS XL, the big one. I have the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Nintendo Switch, that's it, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Those are the only video game systems that I own. I don't count my laptop or my fucking phone as one. Although, let me tell you, I was very tempted to download Plants vs. Zombies 2. Because I have the first one on the Nintendo DS. I really wanted to play it here. But since it didn't work, because EA does not give a fuck about Plants vs. Zombies 2 anymore. So there's a lot of bugs and it doesn't work. So I tried on the computer and I needed to download an emulator and then I was like, no, fuck no. I'll stick to my Nintendo DS version of Plants vs. Zombies. Thanks a lot. Go to hell, EA. Yeah, but yeah, going back, I think I only have 9 video game consoles. I thought I had less, but I have 9. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So no, I don't have any obscure video game consoles. Best version of Star Ocean 1 to play nowadays? Okay. I suggest you the remaster, which is on PS4, Switch, and Steam. No, wait, I don't think it's on Steam. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's only on PS4 and Switch. Star Ocean First Departure R. And I'm pretty sure it's the best version to play. And if you don't like the new art, the new character design, you can change it to the original, which is awesome. I like that. So yeah, I think that's the best one. The best version to play of it. Does the fact that your channel has over 27 million views blow your mind? Or the impact on how you've introduced so many people to great games despite the difficulties growing a channel? Wow, that's an interesting question. And it's a really dangerous question. The fact, first and foremost, the fact that I have 27 million views is because of different things. First, because I've been doing videos since 2007. Okay, and while most of the videos from 2013 and below barely have any views, they're there. I also have 27 million views because in 2019 I started doing 4 streams per week. And whether these videos are unlisted or not nowadays, most of them are, you know, the fact is that they were there. And that also counts to those views. And I have over 400 streams on YouTube. Probably more if we include these Q&As that I've been doing for the past 3 years. So, I mean, that makes a lot of a great contribution to the views. I'd say millions of views. I don't know how many millions, but I will say that millions of views on my channel come from those streams and from all those videos, right? But I don't have, while I do have 27 million views, it blows my fucking brain, man. It blows my mind. It definitely does. By the time I remember when I reached 15 million views, I was like, fuck, like what the fuck did I do? I don't have a single video on my channel that has 1 million views. Closest that I have is the PSP slideshow video that I did in 2014. Wow, over 9 years ago. And it has like 790 something thousand views, not even 800,000 views. So it blows my mind. I mean, 27 million views? How did that happen? But like I said, I have over 1,000 videos, including the streams and the Q&As and whatever, you know, everything that's up there, unlisted or not, private or not, members only or not, everything counts towards that number. So it makes sense. I have over 1,000 videos already, but at the same time, you know, it's still, I mean, unbelievable. The fact that those 1,000 videos add up to 27 million views, it's just mind-blowing. And now, the impact on how you've introduced so many people to great games, despite the difficulties growing a channel. The impact, I don't know how I feel about that. I know for a fact a lot of people know games. I mean, this sounds like I'm bragging about it, but I'm not. Like, oh, I'm having an ego rush. But I'm not. But I know for a fact it's a fact. It's not something like, oh yeah, people know this game thanks to me, yeah. Hey everybody, people know Eternal Poison thanks to me. No. But I know it's a fact that a lot more people know games like Eternal Poison thanks to me. Because nobody else cares about that game. But there's also a lot of obscure games, obscure RPGs, hidden gems that a lot of other YouTubers or people in forums and different websites or online magazines, you know how I've been doing the 10 PSP best JRPGs versus my favorites, PS1, PS2. When I was doing that, I saw a lot of online websites that included this obscure JRPG or this other in their list, and I was like, holy shit. I remember this game is not that obscure, but just so you can see an example, there was this pretty famous website, I don't know, Game Ranks, no, The Gamer, no, one of those big magazines online, and they made a 10 best PSP JRPGs video, and Valkyria Chronicles 2 was number 1. And okay, Valkyria Chronicles 2 is not that obscure, right? It would have blown my mind to see Ragnarok Tactics on number 1, on someone's list on number 1, right? But my point is, I'm not the only one doing this. I mean, a lot of obscure and great games have gotten attention thanks to a lot of people, not just me. But yeah, I may have contributed to that to some extent. Thanks for asking. That was an interesting question. Speaking of Plants vs. Zombies, have you played the other great games of all time? Like Angry Birds? I did play Angry Birds, and no, not for me. I played some of the super popular games with millions of downloads that started on a phone and then got ported everywhere, but not really. I think Plants vs. Zombies might be one of the very, very, very few ones that I really love. And that's it. Some people are still getting buffering, huh? Well, not my fault. Yeah, this is the reason why I only have like 50 people watching. Wow, what a bad day for a Q&A. Fuck you, YouTube, as always. How is it like for you to have a job where you do what you love? It's great, but didn't you just hear me say fuck you, YouTube? I love my job, but it comes with a lot of thorns, with a lot of bad things. There's I don't want to talk about that, but there's more good than bad. If we put things in a balance, there's more good things than bad things. So I love my job and I love what I do, and I will continue doing it. What's your opinion about games like Candy Crush? Do you think they hurt the video game industry? Not really. I don't think so. The video game industry is really fucking popular nowadays, and the fact that a game like Persona 5 has sold millions of copies worldwide, who the fuck cares about Candy Crush, right? No. I don't think they hurt the video game industry. You're welcome, Zadrith. Cool name. Zadrith. Sounds like a JRPG character name. I like that. Do you have a stream or a video playing Treasure of the Rudras? Yes, I do. It's unlisted, but you can find it in the playlist. Go to my playlist section here on YouTube, and there's a playlist called Let's Play live streams, and you'll see it there. I'm pretty sure I streamed the game. Have you ever been recognized by some of your fans in public or a gaming event? I live in Mexico, and I don't have a lot of fans here in Mexico because my channel is in English. I think out of my 100% audience, only like 5% or 4% of it are Mexicans. I've only been recognized once in my entire life here in Mexico. It was in a flea market. It's a pretty popular flea market downtown. And I was with my mom, so it was kind of awkward. I was with my mom in there, and this guy out of nowhere said, "Hey, Eric, I'm a big fan of your channel. I love it. Okay, thanks, man. He probably didn't want to take a picture or anything because I was with my mom, but it was awkward. But I mean, it was cool, right? I was like, oh, someone in my own country recognized me. But apart from that one time, I don't think so. At least not. I mean, I've been recognizing gaming shows when I was living in Canada. I got recognized a couple of times, and there was this really weird situation that I told many times in the past, and I will say it again because it's such a memorable occasion. I'll never forget it. In Canada. Well, the first time was in a gaming show. It was a gaming show. Someone recognized me and took a picture with me, and bought Ray Gigant on the PS Vita because I recommended it. But the other time was weird. I was in this. I was living in a room, in a house, and I wanted to get rid of some games that I had in my collection already. I had Star Ocean Till the End of Time on the PS2, mint condition, and I had it there, and I already had it back home, right? So I didn't want to keep the same game twice. I'm not that type of collector. So I sold it, and I posted the game online. And this guy said, how much do you want for it? I don't remember. I think I sold it for like 20 Canadian dollars, mint condition with a cardboard box. And this guy said, okay, so where do you live? I can pick it up. And I gave the guy the address, and he went. And when I opened the door, he was like, wait, you're Erick Landon RPG. And I was like, oh fuck, now he knows where I live. Well, thank goodness he was a fan. And he was like, nice to meet you. And it was during the pandemic. And he was like, I'm not sick or anything. And I was like, fuck it, So I shook his hand, sold the game, and that's it. I mean, what are the odds, right? Me selling something and the buyer recognizing me? What are the odds? I've been listening to your content for over 3 years now. Your passion for JRPGs is infectious and has led to some good discoveries for me. Thanks a bunch, Inane Dreams. Do you remember or do you know about an old YouTube channel called Classic Game Room? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it was a bunch of guys, right? I think they're still there. One of the guys quit the channel and another one took over. And I think he came back recently, I don't know, because I was never a fan. But yeah, I know that channel, really old channel, and yes, you're right, a pioneer, one of the first gaming channels, up there with James Rolfe and Mike Matei and John Tron. And well, John Tron came afterwards, right? He isn't that old, but yeah, pioneer. Favorite Worms game? The one on the PSP, Open Warfare. Although Armageddon on PC is a close second. Yeah, believe it or not, I used to play on my PC many years ago. But yeah, Open Warfare is GOAT. Have you ever been hit by gaming fatigue? If yes, how did you handle it? There's a video on my channel called How to Deal with RPG Burnout. Check it out. But overall gaming fatigue, like I'm tired of any video games whatsoever. I think I experienced that when I was very young. I was like probably 15 or 16 years old, and I just got tired and I got away from video games, and I became a movie addict, and I actually worked at Blockbuster for an entire year, and that's around at the same time when I wanted to be an actor and a script writer. I wanted to write scripts for movies in Hollywood. Yeah, I was young. That's the only time I remember when I got away from gaming because I was tired of video games. But it was more about being tired of the same video games. My video game life, my gaming life was very limited back then. I only had to play the Super Nintendo and the NES. And I only had a bunch of games, and it was playing those games over and over again, the same games again, or play nothing, right? So I gave up. But it was probably because of that, not because I was burned out or because I had gaming fatigue. More like I just got tired of the same games. And since I couldn't get any new games or a new system to play on, I gave up and I moved on to other stuff like books and movies, right? But eventually, a few years later, I came back and eventually got the PlayStation, and the rest is history. So to answer your question, I don't think I've ever got like gaming fatigue, like I'm tired of video games and I don't want to play any video games for weeks or months. Never. Great job, except for the suffering through bad JRPG segments, which are hilarious. Thanks, an old fan. That's been dying out lately. I think a lot of people, viewers nowadays, which is a new generation of viewers, that are on their 10s and 20s and early 30s, they didn't grow up like you guys and me with the ranters. So whenever I go out and say and complain about a game and try to be funny, a lot of people don't give a shit about that anymore. I mean, it's out of trend. It's been out of trend for a while. It used to be a trend to go and say, fuck this game, piece of shit, and people laughed about it and enjoyed that, and I laughed about it. And I still do those types of rants every now and then to make you laugh. But also because, that's just how I express myself, and that's, the anger is real. I'm not pretending. Some games really do piece the shit out of me a lot, so there you go. But I think YouTube doesn't like that because of the swearing, and the Crystal generation nowadays doesn't like it either because, I don't know why. On one hand, they are so liberal and progressive and whatnot, and on the other hand, they are conservative as fuck, and they are pro-censorship and censoring everything. So, okay, I don't understand, but the fact is that a lot of people don't like rants anymore, or ranting about bad games or bad RPGs and being funny about it. But I still do it. That's what I like. And it feels great. It feels great to let it out of your system, to say, Monarch, Lancarse, why did you develop such a bad game? I mean, it's not that bad, but fuck! Will you ever do another game hunting video, like at the flea market or something? I don't think so. The one that I kind of want to do, maybe I'll do it. It's barely gonna get any views, but maybe if I visit not a flea market. Flea market is really hard because flea markets are very different here in Mexico than in the US. Here, there's a lot of really bad music playing out loud by assholes selling whatever. And there's usually a shit ton of people, and I mean a shit ton of people, so it's hard to, control the camera, and I mean, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but I guess I can do that. One of these days I'll go somewhere and I'll do it. I really want to do it, but maybe just one video, and that's it. Sorry if this is asking for spoilers, but who will you say are some of the better party members in Star Ocean Second Story? Fans are already doing rankings because of the remake releases soon. Right. I don't know, man. It's not spoilers, don't worry, but I don't like it when you guys watch other YouTuber JRPG channels and then come back and ask the same question to me. It's like, come on. What do your parents and your siblings think that you are a YouTuber? Not only a YouTuber, but a gamer YouTuber. I think, okay, so I started making YouTube videos since 2014. Before that, the story, music, short films, whatever. But back then I didn't take it seriously. And then I came back in 2015 to make reviews in Spanish. And I think that was the time when a lot of people started seeing gaming as something normal, like accepted by society. So, despite my beliefs and your beliefs, I don't think I've ever received a negative feedback. Like nobody has ever judged me, and I'm surprised because it's Mexico. I mean, they probably do, but not in my face, right? So if I ask them, what do you think about it? My parents are fine as long as I'm making a living out of it. And I have a stable economic life. They don't really care. At the beginning, they were kind of skeptical, but later they were like, okay. Plus, I don't live with my parents. I haven't lived with my parents for such a long time. So, no. I've never received anything negative, They probably think lowly of me. Maybe some of my cousins and uncles, maybe they have these great jobs and they make a shit ton of money and they look down on me like, oh, what a loser. He's just an independent, unsuccessful author and a YouTuber and a gaming channel, and he doesn't have like millions of views. They probably think that, but they've never said that to my face. What's your opinion about the typical gamer stereotype who doesn't have any friends and never goes out of his house? You mean me? What's my opinion about me? Is this stereotype valid nowadays that gaming has become so popular? I don't know if it's accepted by society or not. I don't think it is. Because there's also a lot of gamers that do socialize a lot. They go out, they have plenty of friends, right? So regardless of if it's a stereotype or not, it's sad. And I fit in. The shoe fits. I know you didn't say that because of me, but the shoe fits. I am that guy. I do have friends, and I do go out. I do go out every Sunday with my family, and every now and then, I go out and hang out. But the truth is that 90% of my time I'm here with no life, right? So it's kind of sad, I wish I had more friends and more of a social life. But to answer your question, I don't think it's become valid, but more like it's more understandable. Like people don't judge you as often as they did back then if you are that type of person. Liberals are more in the Democrats' side or the Republican. I don't know, nowadays politics have become so fucking twisted that everybody is a liberal or a conservative when it's convenient to them. I discovered Spoony late, but the appeal is definitely there. The appeal of the rant approach. Spoony? I don't know what that is, but okay. It's still there by the major YouTubers, but we get a lot of shadow ban from YouTube. I mean, the Angry Video Game Nerd is a great example. For the past several years, he has to sponsor something at the very beginning of his... He just released an episode yesterday, about finally defeating Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the NES. I love the fucking video. But the point is that YouTube often either demonetizes those videos or shadow bans them, which is also one of the reasons why James Rolfe, Cinemassacre overall, has gotten less views than before. Compare how many views his AVGN videos have for the past 5 years to before, and the difference is huge. It's sad, but he does get shadow banned a lot. So yeah, the appeal is still there, man, and the support. People who want this type of content, there's a lot out there, but there's just not a lot of support. Thank you, Leo. Chrono Cross Music, that's right. Also love your channel and everything. Thanks for the donation, man. Thanks a bunch. As the pendulum swings or the world turns, things and stuff. Well, yeah. Why that comment, though? I think many gamers stick to themselves. When you try to talk about gaming with other people, it's hard to find others that are as enthusiastic. Well, thankfully, the very, very, very few friends that I have in real life are gamers. Well, except for Alex. he lives in the UK and he's not a gamer. And when I met him, when we were living together in the building, I remember he was like not exactly against video games, but he just didn't like them and couldn't get into them, any video games whatsoever. But we're not really close friends, you know. My closest friends are gamers, and there's only 3 of them, including Oscar, who often shows up here. But I think he went somewhere. I think he's in the US right now on a vacation. He just posted a video on a short on his YouTube channel about Super Nintendo World on Universal. I don't know. You guys are probably more informed than me. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, maybe many gamers stick to themselves, like you say. I don't know. I don't know, man. I wouldn't know. Or maybe they keep to themselves, but not because they want to, but because they can't, like you say. I mean, there's not a lot of people to be as that are as enthusiastic as them about video games, right? Thank you, Donsk. He says, good family. I like your testimony about families and video games in general. It speaks for many Latinos like us. Thanks for breaking molds, Erick. I appreciate a lot your success in the Latino society. I wouldn't call myself successful, especially not nowadays. But thanks. Yeah, Latin America, it took for Latin America a lot more to accept video gaming in general, you know, than in the US. Here's a random example. Blockbuster, when it existed in several countries like the US or Canada, they started selling video games since the NES era. But in Mexico, for example, they didn't start selling video games or renting video games until probably 15 years ago. Probably during the PS3 era, PS2/PS3 era. I never saw a single Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64 game being rented on Blockbuster. Never in my life. There were places, retro stores, and there were, but they were like very rare, very fucking rare. Blockbuster in Mexico didn't sell video games until like 2006 or 7. Long after I worked in there. When I worked in Blockbuster, there wasn't a single video game in sight on any Blockbuster store in the whole country. Okay, so the gaming culture in Mexico, you know, it didn't become accepted by the general society until 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago maybe. Whereas it's been accepted by other countries since like 20 years, more or less, right? What did you ask Oscar to bring you back from the US? Oh, nothing. We don't bring back each other stuff, you know, when we go out to other countries. We never had it in Portugal, rented games. Well, there you go. It's not just Latin America, you know, it's several countries. Africa, Asia, you know, some places in Europe. You know, gaming didn't become a thing until like 2012, 2013 maybe. And it got a slow start, right? The majority of people don't play video games or maybe only play Super Mario or Zelda. Yep, exactly. That's true. You know, gaming has become such a big trend nowadays. Big one. As opposed to 10 or 12 years ago. It's much bigger than before, right? But still, most people don't play video games. I mean, we are talking about a world with almost 8 billion people. And I dare say not even 10% of that are gamers or play video games. Or maybe they play, like you say, Zelda or Mario or Candy Crush on their phones. Whatever gacha games are nowadays. My brother, for example, doesn't play video games, but he was playing that Saint Seiya free-to-play gacha game about a year ago, and he got addicted to it. But like everybody else, when it comes to gacha games, he quit. That's the misery, or the truth about gacha games and free-to-play games, that they only serve one purpose and one purpose alone: to distract you, to entertain you for maybe a few days, weeks, or months, and that's it. Whereas a full-fledged video game, any kind of video, even fucking Tetris, or Plants vs. Zombies, or Worms, or whatever, those games stay with you. Even if you play the fuck out of them for like only a few days or a few weeks, they stay with you. You remember them and you're fond of them. They leave something in you. And free-to-play gacha games on your phone, they're like that. They're hollow games. They just exist to make money, to make microtransactions, and that's it. And you play it and you're like, oh, this is really good, because they are designed to be that addictive. But eventually everybody quits. And no one's like, oh my god, I love, good old times. No, there's no nostalgia for that. There's like, oh sure, I played Fire Emblem Heroes, but you know what, I quit because, That is the truth of gacha games. So I think a lot of people do play video games nowadays, but they play stuff like that. Or they play Call of Duty, and that's it. Fortnite, that's about it. Minecraft, maybe. They stay on the surface. And even talking about people who stay on the surface, we're not talking about hundreds of millions of gamers in the world. I don't think so. So you are correct, even though the gaming industry has been like very present and powerful nowadays, the fact is most people in this planet do not play video games. Proceeds to rant gacha. Couldn't resist. You know me. A topic comes out, and I see a small window, and it's my window to bitch about this, so I take it. Of course I do. I'm currently playing Legend of Nayuta, such a great game. Nayuta is one of those games that the pacing is great, it hooks you in right from the start, but you don't really appreciate its greatness until later. The first hours of Nayuta are like, you know what, this is an okay game, it's good, it's fun, but it's nothing special. But it's one of those. It's one of those games, right? The more you play it, the more you appreciate it, and you're like, oh, at the end you're like, oh man, it's awesome. It's an awesome game. I beat the post game. I usually don't beat post games, but I beat the post game because it was short. All you gotta do is refight the same fucking annoying bosses, and then the final boss, and that's it. Post game in Nayuta, it's like 5 hours long, more or less, not too long, and it's good. Yeah, it's Chrono Trigger music. Memories. No, this is a wind scene. One of the many overworld themes in this game. I fucking love the music in this game. I may not be the biggest Chrono Trigger fan out there on the internet, but I am one of the biggest Chrono Trigger soundtrack fans on the internet. Oh man. It's one of my top 5 favorite video game soundtracks of all time. Apple is now another company wants a piece of the gaming chart games. Oh yeah? It's been there for years. Do you think that we are heading to that era, playing games on our phones? We are already on that era. It's just millions, thankfully still millions of people refuse to play on their phones, or to play just on their phones. So I'm pretty sure there's still a lot of people who support the gaming console market, or the computer, PC gaming, there's still a lot of love for that. So maybe in the future there's not gonna be any physical media, and it's all gonna be phones and portable systems like that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Happy goddamn Halloween. Thanks, Chloe. Motherfuckers. Happy goddamn Halloween, everybody. If money was no object and you had enough money to do anything, what would you do? Make a video games? Take writing to a next level or some other purpose? If I was rich, the first thing that I will do is pay off my house. Fucking mortgage, man. And then buy another house to rent. Real estate. Real estate is the best investment you can do in your life. It is the only fucking thing in this world that never goes down in price. Never. It only goes up. So first and foremost, I will do that. And if I still had money left, yeah, I will probably make a huge marketing campaign for my books. Hire a professional editor, not a publisher, an editor to edit my books under my direct control, and creative control, because publishers nowadays, you know them, they are, if they're not politicized, they want you to change everything about that book. Oh, this scene, no. Oh, the pacing, oh, this character, oh, no, fuck you, man, you're not gonna change anything about my books. But I really do believe that a professional editor will do me a great favor when it comes to writing books. And if I had the money, I will make my books popular, and I will have the best medical care plan in the planet. I don't know. I will do a lot of things to do. I think I will build up a music studio, something like that. Have you released your music anywhere? I know you learn guitar and love Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, you can find a lot of my demos in this very same channel. My one-man band is called The Vortex Dimension. Check it out. They're just demos though, okay? Don't expect my music to be wow. The production is bad. Really bad. But the demos are there. The songs are there. The Vortex Dimension. You can find a bunch of my songs here in this channel. And yeah, you'll be able to tell the Nine Inch Nails influence right away. Is this Frog's theme? No, this is the castle theme. The castle theme. Imagine Nintendo being acquired by a large company like Microsoft. Didn't we talk about this like 2 streams ago? Yeah, I don't see Nintendo being acquired by Microsoft, never. I don't think so. Nintendo? No. Will you consider that something like an apocalypse for the industry? No, man. I don't know. Oh, check out this song, man. This is one of my favorite town themes of all time, and it comes from a bad video game. So, yeah, that's Bagpipes. This is from Final Fantasy, the Crystal Chronicles Crystal Bearers on the Wii. It's not a bad game, it's not. But it's not a great game either. But this town theme is like, wow, it blew me. When I played this game, I was like, why is this song wasted in a game like this? Do you like Japanese metal? I'm not really a fan of any band, but I do like some songs from metal bands from Japan. What's the name of this band? I love the intro. They made this song on this album, and then Idea Factory asked them for permission to use that song for the opening of Spectral Souls on the PSP, and that's a killer song, man. I don't remember the name of the band. Something like fuck. Let me look it up. I need to know and you need to know. It's a great song. Okay, there you go. The band is called Dog School. As in school for dogs, the animal. Yeah, Dog School. And the song is called Blue Sky. It's not that metal-ish, more like hard rock, but it's a metal band. So yeah, stuff like that. But in reality, I'm not really a fan of any Japanese metal band. Like, I know their songs and no. Maybe, I mean, feel free to throw some recommendations. I'm not a fan of System of a Down. I've listened a lot to System of a Down. Of course, I listened to them before they became huge. I know the band from before they released the Toxicity album, which launched them into like massive success. But no, I've never been a fan. I think the only song that I really like is called Aerials, from that same album, Toxicity. But you know, I'm not a fan of System of a Down. Do you think Secret of Mana is overrated? If so, this is from Crusader of Senti, by the way. Well, Secret of Mana overrated. Okay, so overrated as in it's not as good as they say. It is. Yeah, I don't think it's the. Well, you gotta take into consideration the fact that that game was pretty innovative for its time. So as a revolutionary RPG, action RPG from the 90s, it is as good as they say, right? But nowadays, I don't think it aged that well, and the battle system is pretty outdated. I don't know, and I'm not the biggest fan. I like Secret of Mana, but it's one of my least favorite Mana games. I prefer Trials of Mana or Legend of Mana. But yeah, I wouldn't call it overrated, but it's, for me personally, I don't think it's as good as they say, right? Secret of Evermore, however, is definitely not as good as they say. I don't like that game. I do not like Secret of Evermore. I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad, but that's overrated. But it's not that popular either. I mean, how can you say it's overrated when it's not even popular? Not a lot of people know that game. It's a Western RPG, by the way, not a Japanese game. But I don't like Secret of Evermore. I really tried, man, to like it, and it's just, I don't like it. Your Rage Quit videos are the best. They really had me cracking up this week. I'm glad you liked them, man. Did you watch the most recent one? I did one about 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago. The latest episode. Hope you had a blast. That is the whole purpose. I mean, there's 2 objectives with my Rage Quit videos. Number 1, I'll be honest, to let my frustrations out. Because, I mean, goddamn. Right, I have to. I feel like it's therapy for me. Making those videos are therapeutic for me. And the second reason is to make you laugh, because I know you find them funny, so thank you for having a lot of fun with those videos. No, Secret of Mana and Secret of Evermore are completely different developers. Secret of Mana is a Japanese game. Evermore is a Western game. Done by Americans. By heroes. I couldn't resist, sorry guys. Do you think there's currently a lot of innovation in JRPGs? No, I think they're still... When it comes to gameplay mechanics, I think they're still being very creative. Some are overly creative, and some of these overly creative developers fail miserably just because they try to be so creative. I mean, Cry Machina? Seriously? Souls-like combat with Nier Automata or Ys combat? It doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. Right? But others, are overly creative and succeed. Like, for example, I know there wasn't a lot of... this wasn't a mainstream success, but the Diofield Chronicle, I found the game very creative. Fuga, Melodies of Steel 1 and 2. They weren't like a mainstream success, but they're there, right? However, I do believe there is a huge lack of innovation when it comes to AAA games. In terms of gameplay mechanics, they're all the same. Open world action RPGs. All of them. And in terms of storytelling, they're politicized. And there's a lot of forced inclusion in there. And not only that, I mean, it's the same story recycled over and over again. So when it comes to AAA games, like the big studios, zero innovation in my opinion. Zero. But pay attention to the AA studios or the indies or, well, okay, the indies, I gotta admit, there's also a huge lack of innovation. A lot of indie games are Metroidvanias, Souls-like, a love letter to the classic 16-bit Chrono Trigger clones. I mean, come on, but if you pay attention, look carefully, and be patient, you might find a lot of originality on indie games. Here's one that's very original. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I thought the idea was pretty original. Crosscode. That's an indie action RPG, and the overall idea of the game and the puzzles and all of that, I thought it was pretty unique, pretty innovative, right? And it's an indie game. So yeah, that's my answer. Mainstream AAA games, no innovation whatsoever, and they're all fucking politicized. And in both story and gameplay mechanics. But look below the surface, and you're still gonna find nowadays a lot of innovation and a lot of uniqueness and originality in there. Thank you, Inane Dreams. Didn't do very well today in donations because YouTube sabotaged my stream and a lot of other streams from other YouTubers probably with buffering. God damn it, YouTube, you ruined my day. He says, with Trails, how important is that Legend of Heroes PSP trilogy? The one zero, there's no importance to that. First and foremost, the Legend of Heroes trilogy, the Gagarv trilogy, which is a Tear of Vermilion, Prophecy of the Moonlight Witch, and Song of the Ocean. They're good games, okay? But they don't really stand out that much. And they are not connected whatsoever to the Trail series. So to answer your question, they're not important whatsoever. You think they're having problems with the Dragon Quest III remake? I was wondering about that last night. I was like, man, we do need some of the older Dragon Quest games remade or remastered, but they're still stuck in Dragon Quest III. So what's going on in there? I do believe they're having problems. I don't know what kind of problems, but there's definitely something going on in there. That remake has been there. When was it announced? Like 2 years ago? Like, what's going on? And Square Enix doesn't do that. Square Enix is an Atlus. They aren't there. They don't announce games like 10 fucking years. Well, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Never mind. Do you prefer games where they drop you off without you knowing a thing about it? No. I do prefer games that take my hand at the beginning, but I don't want to be treated like a fucking idiot. I made a huge rant about this 2 streams ago. There's a strange sound coming, not the song. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. This is it. And I hate fucking tutorials like the ones like press X to attack, use the joystick to move. I hate that, man. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like it when they just throw me in, especially if the game's like really complex. But I don't like to be overwhelmed with tutorials either. So I think a good balance is necessary for me to enjoy the first hours of a video game. And then there's a lot of games that keep throwing tutorials at you like 20 hours into the game. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you had a great time. Thank you for the donations. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Have a great weekend and a great Halloween celebration. I'll be on Twitch probably tomorrow.